Hey, what's up guys? Austin back here with another video. In today's video, it ain't gonna be promotion for me. It ain't gonna be promotion for any of these companies or anything like that. It's simply gonna teach you all how to save money while swim bait fishing. Now I'm not talking about your big glide baits or your big Huddlestons or river to sea wake baits. I'm talking about your generic paddle-tailed swim baits, your rage swimmers, your Kitex, stuff like that. And an easy way to save money is get a head that's versatile, and I'm getting ready to go over that. A head that's not really all that versatile for that is one like that. That's a herring head. I make it head. If you want something versatile, do not buy that. I would not buy it in stores. I would not buy it from me. If you are wanting that versatile head, get a double ring round ball, just like that. Yes, two keepers on it, good keepers, and stuff like that. And I tell you why. Because, yeah, I keep a bunch of herring heads. Some I bought, some I made. I keep a bunch of them, all the way down to the little bitty ones. All the way up to the big 4/0 hook ones and the 5/0 hook one. But this is why. Because not only will these double rings double as a swim bait head, it doubles as something else, and I'm getting ready to get into that. So, get one that, ain't got a big gigantic hook in it like a 3/0 or anything. You don't need that. If you're just going to be fishing like a 2.8 or a 3" or not over a 3.3, that right there is what I'd use. And this here is a 4" bait. Now, this was on a head, so it ain't going to stay on there too good. But I'm not worried about that right now. Now, that hook is way up here. I have from here all the way back. I have from the end of that hook all the way back to the tail that is free swinging. Now, you seen how that was swinging back there. Now let's step it up to a big hook. One that's a 4 or 5/0. So, same way of rigging it, just straight through there, just like that. Now, that hook comes way out here, the middle of the body. Matter of fact, I'll do it side by side. So, again, the smaller hook's going to go in here, the round ball. Alright, so here's the big hook, here's the small hook. Look how much more action they have. So, that herring head is a great head just for swim baits. Or if you want to tie a skirt on there and use it as a swim jig, it'd be great for that. But this double ring round ball head, it's not flat, but you can use it as a TRD head. Now it won't stand straight up, but you will have that bottom contact, and usually that don't. I mean, people swims TRDs. I know people that does that and catches them. So I don't really think they have to be standing straight up, because they do nothing anyway. So that right there. It's not going to stand straight up, but what it will do, when you hit a rock, it's going to flip up and go straight up. That is a very different way of fishing a TRD that not a lot of people fishes it that way. That's a trick I learned from my dad. He'd take a swim bait head and use a TRD on it, or he'd take a Ned rig head and use a swim bait on it. Catch fish. Another thing with this double ring round ball, look, still up there on the head. Still up there. The only way that is sliding off is right there. And I am pulling and pulling and it just came off. So that is a good way to save money on TRDs. Say you're not using the Z-Man elastic like I have here. This is my favorite color, Copper Truce. You can get these local Dog Patch, Saddlebrook, Tackle Spot, Kurt Singer's. These here actually came from Kurt Singer's, so. But, get y'all readjusted here. This here, you can also throw them swim baits on and Ned rig, and guess what? With the bigger ones, I had the wrong box that time. Like that there, if it was a smaller head, I'll flick shake rig it. I'll take me a worm, hook it in the middle, wacky rig style, and throw it out there. That's another way. And then if I want to, I can upsize a Ned rig. I can throw one of them bigger ones, one of them 375 or 4, whatever they are. I can throw that on that bigger one, a round ball. But you can also do the same thing with that herring head, but the reason why I don't recommend it is it's pointed. You get it hung up in every rock. So while I'm in this box, I'll go ahead and my buddy Ethan Hayes, if y'all need jigs, he will hook you up. Put a little too much backer in, but he will definitely hook you up. I have some of his jigs. They look amazing. I cannot wait to test them out and catch fish on them. He don't just powder coat them like I did these. He powder coats them and then he bakes them on top of that. And he told me he's slung at a bluff wall 100 mile an hour. I say that, and not really 100 mile an hour, but you know, throwing hard and fast, don't chip. So you're definitely going to be getting some good stuff off him. Good skirt patterns and good hooks in them too. So he taught me how to powder coat these. I didn't do the best job in the world, but I definitely done better than what them others was. I threw them away. So here's a herring head I done. Orange is the only paint I have right now. So I didn't do down here on purpose because that's going to be covered up by feathers or a swim bait. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So you can see how it's unpainted there. But when I take my swim bait, this is split all to pieces. When I take my swim bait, the swim bait ain't on there good. But you can tell, you just see the orange head. So I'm not worried about that. As long as I can get the head done, that's all I'm worried about. So I done them. So I'm definitely getting better with it, but still nowhere near where I need to be. But this ain't a powder coating video. But this here has a size 1 or 1/0 hook in it. It's in a 1/4 ounce. And the reason why I picked that over something per se like an 1/8 like you get at Walmart has a football head. The football head, I'm not going to lie to you, it would work better. But these Walmart hooks, I'm literally, look at that. I literally took my hand and bent it backwards. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. I literally took my bare hand, bent it backwards, and bent it right back. No issue. So I don't really trust them hooks unless I'm crappie fishing or something. I don't really care. And then that and there. So the reason why I didn't pick him as the hooks, I mean, you catch a big smallmouth, he's going to be diving and going under the boat and all kind of crazy stuff, so you need a good stout hook. This here has a mustad. I don't worry about anything with a mustad. And another thing you can do with these, a little money saving tip. Look at that tube hook and then look at that. Just a bigger hook. A tube don't do nothing but go down and flare out. So usually they inhale the whole thing. You can take your pair of scissors or a knife, make your indentation straight line there. This here ain't been done that way. I'm just shoving it up in there. Come on. Well, I ripped that one. I literally took the whole butt end off. Now I'm actually going to do this one right and get me a pair of pliers and show y'all a little trick too. Take you a pair of pliers, go and cut it straight. Well, not a pair of pliers, but a pair of scissors. Gosh, I can't talk today. Now, you're going to see it is a little bit harder to get in there, but you just have to put it in there at an angle. Right there you go. You ain't got to worry about it backing out on you because you got probably an inch. No, maybe. You have quite a bit of play right there from the hook to your eyelet and plus your lines there. So, I mean, a tube, they don't really last no way. You catch one fish and then you have to throw it away usually. But right there, you can use as a tube hook too. So, that is a flick shake. I mean, I'll throw a finesse worm on there like a 4.5 inch, no problem. Or something like a robo worm. Something that's skinny and small. I'd throw that. So that's one. A Ned rig, you can throw a 2.8, a 3 inch, and up to a 3.3 on this head. I wouldn't go much bigger than a 3.3. And that's just because you're not going to get that good hook set ratio on it. And another thing, now this is one of my secrets on the bed. Take you a bright turd, a bright TRD. It can be pink. I like pink for bed fishing. It can be as copper-truce color because you see that chartreuse. And how you're going to do it, you're going to do it where you can see that chartreuse. So you're actually going to rig it wacky rig like that. And it flutters down there just like that. Now, you wouldn't think that little thing would shimmy at all, but I tell you what, it does. Another thing that you can do is just like this. I do this on the bed too. More of a compact look. And what they do, usually on bass, is us nipping at the tails and stuff. When this is down there, unless they come from the side, usually they come from behind, and they're just going to hit that straight hook back there. Your bait's all the way up here, so that is something I've used here the past 2 or 3 years. Especially what I usually use is a Texas rig pink 6.5 inch worm. I know it's pretty big. I miss a lot of fish on the bed like that. So then when I actually see a big one that keeps spitting that out and just grabbing the tail, I pick that up, rig it Ned rig style, and where it's elastic, usually I hit the back end and pull it, and I can't get a hook set. So then what I do, I'll take that wacky rig it up on up here on my keepers, and I'll catch that fish. It ain't been a fish yet I've not caught that way on the bed. Another thing I'm actually looking forward to trying on the bed is a wobble head. It's going to sit down there like that. Like, you can see it. It's just sitting there on my finger. So, definitely going to be trying that out on the bed. Now, here next month, I've done got my rods rigged up, because it's just going to be like a crazy thing. It's going to be a day off and me just to take off and go fishing. Me and Dad's definitely going to be fishing Laurel here next month. We got the boat ready to go as far as we know, unless anything crazy happens. But hopefully this weather goes away, this freezing cold. I hate it. But hopefully it goes away, it warms up just like it did last year. Because last year in March, we was killing them. I know people that went to Quaker Branch and was jacking 20-pound bags. Me and Dad, we fished in Sam's Branch and was doing good. I think the biggest bag we had might have been 15, but that's still good. And we didn't even fish Laurel. I'd fished Laurel one time until last year in my entire life. The first time I took my boat out to Laurel, the motor messed up, wouldn't start. We used a trolling motor. We had a 5 and like 2 3s, just using the trolling motor. So, we done pretty good. But hopefully this year it's going to be good. I missed out on getting to go to Cumberland and everything. But hopefully me and Gage will take that trip in April. Hopefully. If the Lord's willing and everything. I learned a lot from him last year. Gage, if you're watching this, I definitely got me a thunder stick. Y'all don't know what he calls a thunder stick, but that is a heavy, heavy rod. That is just heavy in the hand, and you flip with it. And you ain't got to worry about nothing getting off, really. Because you can hook set as hard as you want to in that brush. And P-Line Tactical Line. I'm not sponsored by them. Wish I was. I'd be saving a lot of money. But P-Line Tactical, that's what we was flipping with, 20-pound fluorocarbon. So, we didn't break off. He had a 6, I had a 5. I had over a 5. He had another 5. And I think he had one that went 6.5. We had a crazy day. But it was definitely a crazy day. But nonetheless, thank y'all for watching this video. Sorry about all my mistakes and my bottle deal. I put in too much, obviously, because it's falling apart. But another thing I'm trying to make, if y'all have any tips or anything, or want any, is if I never get them untangled, I'd be alright. Treble hooks, feathered, I'm starting to make them not too good though. So, if you have any tips, please let me know. Because I'm just now learning about the whole treble hook deal. Had the time and stuff like that in there. I didn't do too good a finish, but for my personal use, they're alright. I don't really care. Saves me money. So, I definitely suggest not just my personal round ball jig head, but even if you can go out and you ain't got a lot of money, Walmart has these for $2.49 for 10. That is great. It's an Eagle Claw. But again, I have a box full of them, but I only use them for crappie and white bass, because I'm not going to be wasting a real good hook white bass fishing or over a crappie. So, that's just me, but if you can afford a better head, get a better head. This double ring round ball I make, it's phenomenal. Your bait stays up on there. I make them like that. I make them at 16th and an 1/8 and a quarter and on up. But I wouldn't go heavy. I wouldn't go over a quarter or 3/16. I like a 3/16 overall all around. But that's for ponds, lakes, everything. But I'm wrapping it up here, guys. Thank y'all for watching. This is just a video to help you save money swim bait fishing and get more for your money, basically. So with that being said, if you get that round ball head, then you're not going to be needing a box full of herring heads or anything else, basically, because when you're taking that money buying heads and hooks, they rust. You can take that money and go buy more baits and be more versatile. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching. Y'all be sure to have a good day.